Hey everybody, so got a few things to go through right now. First, I'll give a quick update on the mid-roll ad situation. Um, when I first found out they were happening, I went in and turned several videos off, and I noticed that random videos had mid-roll ads and others didn't. So I should have actually waited because the next day, I guess they rolled them all out, and they ended up putting the mid-roll ads back in the videos where I had taken them down. So I'm gonna have to work on that again. And so bear with me. I work a full time job, so unfortunately there isn't really a reliable tool to go in and do it all at one time. So I actually do have to individually take down each mid roll ad, but I will work on it and just have patience. It'll get done. So anyway, wanted to start with that. Um, it is Saturday afternoon, and I'm drinking. This is Barissimo, an Audi product, fair trade certified breakfast blend. I've had this before, and I just want to promote this coffee real quick because it is so incredibly good and smooth. It's a great afternoon coffee blend. It's mellow. It brews up as smooth as water, unlike other coffees that might have an oily surface. So with a coffee pod, it's the closest thing I've ever found to, um, brewed coffee from a pot, coming from a coffee pod. So I went to Dirt Cheap. Yeah, Dirt Cheap, and found three amazing things. First, a Lego Hulk. This turned out to be $1.50 because it was 50% off. I found this Captain Marvel binary form figure, which I'd never seen before. I guess there were lots of them in there, but it rung up to $4 because it was 80 or 90% off. It was crazy. And this was the best one I found. It's Marvel Legends Thor Ragnarok set, and it rang up for $10. So I was completely blown away when I saw this, because if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, um, Scourge and Hela were two memorable characters. He being the sort of comic relief with the M16s and all of his souvenirs from Earth. But this is and that was the same guy who played Dr. McCoy in Star Trek, and he was also in Lord of the Rings. And his name, the actor's name, escapes me for the moment. I'm sure it'll hit me later on in the video. And this was Kate Blanchett. So for $10, this was a truly amazing Marvel Legends set, and I can't wait to open this up and see all the parts. But I'm going to start with the Hulk, my $1.50 Incredible Hulk Lego figure. This is the same scale as my Thanos that I showed in my last Lego video. And I already can tell there's a problem because I think I'm missing the little pegs to put his arms on. Yes, I am. So, that's why it was $1.50. But I can find those pegs somewhere. When he's all complete, he'll look really cool. But right now, but it's finding the pegs are not too hard. And I will get his arms on, and that will be cool. So anyway, I have a $1.50 almost complete Hulk. Next is the Captain Marvel binary form figure. I've seen a lot of Captain Marvels, but I've actually never seen this one. Kind of like the Marvel Invisible Woman figure, she has some transparent parts of her. Okay, so first we have her in. Whoa. So there's little squiggly flame energy bolts coming out of her arms, and she's in her flying pose. So when they say binary form, it means she has the energy coming out of her eyes and her hair, and her alternate head that has the sort of flaming mohawk. I don't. The only other Captain Marvel figure I have, and I'm pretty sure I've shown it on a lot of videos, is this one right here. And I've just kept Goose the cat connected to her because I just like this pose. And she's wearing the flight jacket over her suit. So this one, you actually get to see the whole suit. But in many ways, it's a very similar figure. And for $4, it's a pretty good deal. I think I'd still like this head best, more than this head. Although that might go more with a binary form thing. And then I think these, yeah, you can connect these to her fists. And then she can have like little pom-poms. Kind of. So, but I guess these are like energy pulse things. And you can also put these little swirly things on her hands too. Of course, it has that great Marvel Legends articulation. You know, I just realized this is like the same head, except she's kind of smiling in this one, but the hair is almost exactly the same. And she's not really smiling in that one. So you could do some pretty good poses with it, like the flying. But I mean, Marvel Legends figures, you can just, I mean, like I said, they're like little artist dummies. You can put them in so many poses. It's amazing. Yeah, very much the same figure, otherwise without the jacket. I still like this one best. This is my favorite. I think this is cool for a scene from the movie. I'm not sure if I'm gonna display it with all the little energy things or not. I still haven't decided. I might go all in and put this head on though to make it more unique. Let's see. And that's with the alternate head. Let's see how that looks. Kind of, kind of like a Mexican wrestler mask. If you think about it, it's not bad. I was never a big fan of this look with the mohawk under mask thing. It made her less human. Made her more like I just don't think this was a really good look. I think I still will go with the alternate look, but at least this is what it looks like. I kind of wish they'd thrown in some alternate arms that weren't see-through, so like I could pop this head off and put it on if I wanted to, but I kind of see why this one piled up a lot, because it's a very, the figure itself is kind of limited as to, because it's in the binary form, you know, you're just kind of stuck with a figure that's partly see-through. Some people like that. It's very, I guess you could say, is very scene specific, very pose specific. Let's put the other head back on. I think I prefer this other head. I will say this, sometimes it's a little scary to swap heads on these figures, but this one is really sturdy feeling. And the joints are incredibly tight feeling, which is good. I still wish I had the version of her when in the what is it, the where she's in the same suit but it's green and blue before she comes to Earth. I kind of like that one. Oddly enough, I like that one better. But this is still a pretty decent figure. All Marvel Legend figures are really good. This is still my favorite, but I like this one alright. Kind of bummed about my Hulk not being able to have arms to work. I'll figure that out. Okay, so that's the binary from Captain Marvel. And now let's look at this very, very deluxe $10 find at Dirt Cheap. First, let's look at the packaging. I mean, I feel like I need to go all in for this one. I'm gonna open it because I only paid $10 for it. This might be worth $100, you know, in 20 years, but I'm not really concerned. I'm just gonna open it. First of all, we see not one, not two, but three heads for Hela. We see the Mjolnir, the hammer, being gripped by her, a flame effect, two M16s, two different grip hands, and a battle axe for Scourge. On the back, we see a poster for Thor Ragnarok, which was a really good movie. Definitely, of all of the Thor movies, it's the best in the series. It says Scourge, an Asgardian warrior desperate to prove himself worthy. Scourge's survival instinct leads him to join Hela and become the executioner. Scourge must wrestle with desire for self-preservation in the face of Hela's violence against his home. And then Hela, the ambitious goddess of death. Hela returns to Asgard to claim the throne after the death of her father, Odin. To further her dark goals, she raises an army of fallen Asgardian warriors to fight for her as her berserkers. Wow, a lot of stuff for $10. That's a bargain. My goodness. Just gonna start pulling pieces out. I hope that wasn't too much noise. So let's start with Executioner. Wow. The facial sculpt is spot on, just excellent. It really looks like him. He has the Asgardian armor on. That amazingly good Marvel Legends articulation. That's hindered only a little bit by his shoulder pieces here, but they actually move a little bit. He has two alternate hands, and I'm going to try to figure out if these are... Yeah, these are the M16 hands, so they can grip the trigger. This is the battle axe hand, so he can hold this, the battle axe, which is a decent piece. It's all molded in black, so it's like it's probably the of all of the pieces in the set, probably the least impressive. Maybe, I think in the movie it might have been like that, like obsidian or something. That really cool Asgardian armor with all of the pinpoint fine line details. It's very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and I already know how I want to pose this, so I definitely want these hands. Because I think he looks funniest and best with the M16. This is definitely the way I want to pose it. That's amazing. Yeah, that's definitely how he needs to be posed. Very much the comic relief of the movie. A funny character. Now let's switch over, and first let's take a look at these different Kate Blanchett heads. And one has messy hair, one has kind of clean hair. I mean, I guess it's like how you want her to look. Um, this is probably the cooler head right here. The facial sculpt is amazing, and it's funny. She was also in Lord of the Rings, I believe. So I have both of these actors in different action figures. In the same scale, which is actually kind of cool. She being, oh gosh, she was the elf woman, and he was, oh gosh, it's been so long since I watched Lord of the Rings. It's not Faramir, but yeah, Eowyn, or oh my gosh, I am so behind on my Lord of the Rings. She's crushing Thor's hammer here, which was like sort of a shock scene. Of course, he gets his hammer back, and he ends up doesn't he give? I think he gives it to either gives the hammer or the axe to Tessa Thompson's character. So this figure is one thing I don't like about it right from the get go is here. The paint doesn't really match between the shoulder and the collarbone area. That's a little sloppy for Marvel Legends. And I'm kind of thinking, I like this head with the Norse mythology antlers, but I think I might put a different head on this one. Although I think when you put it all together, this is the definitive version of her with the cape. And then you could have her holding the hammer, and that is her right hand. This is a good way to pose her. But I don't think she was wearing these antlers when she cut the hammer, but oh, this is really a cool looking figure like this. It really is. And you could have her holding it up like that, crushing it. Very, very cool figure. Once again, with the fine line Asgardian armor, which almost looks like circuit boards. The detail is really, really cool. Some other good details on it are, you can see her nails are painted. Her hand is sculpted very, very well. Little details like that go a long way. As well as on the hammer. Let's try the other heads and see what they look like. So first, let's put on like the clean. That's another good look. I'm trying to remember which head she had in the scene where she smashed the hammer, but this is a good pick for that. And then there's this head. And this just looks really cool. It is a hard call on which head to pose her with. But I think I'm going to, after the video, I'm going to check which style she had in this scene and then pose her like that. So very, very impressed with these. This almost looks like a spider when it's... That's just a creepy piece in itself. I really like this figure. Let me get some coffee. This, I don't know if you have an Audi close to where you live, but this fair trade breakfast blend is absolutely fantastic. It is a perfect afternoon pick-me-up coffee. Like, yeah, I'm tired. Me and Mary both woke up really early this morning. She had a photo shoot at like 6 in the morning. I got up and I just did some more work. It's not uncommon for me to work on the weekends in my job. And we are working from home, so my office is, I mean, I can literally walk to it in pajamas now, which is kind of cool. And it's going to be like that for a long time yet. But sometimes you do need that afternoon coffee. And then we decided to get out and walk around a little bit. And I just came across these deals and thought, well, I can't pass that up. This is just an amazing figure. The sculpts are just so good. I'm still stunned that I only paid $10 for this set. And then consider $14 is still less than one Marvel Legends figure. You know, all fresh off the shelf. So this is 3 Marvel Legends figures loaded with accessories for $14. So that's a really good deal. I really like these guys. These are good figures. The only thing I wish I had now was the Thor Ragnarok Hulk, because I have the Thor and in his gladiator costume, and now I have Executioner and Hela, so I almost have the set. More coffee. Very, very nice. I don't know if you were kind of upset when you saw her crush his hammer in that movie. I'm like, how can it be Thor? He's missing his hammer. He's missing an eye. Well, yeah, he lost his eye in Ragnarok, in the end of Ragnarok. Yeah, it just seemed like Thor was just being taken apart. By the end of Endgame, he was back somewhat to normal. He was they found him in Scandinavia. He had turned into a beer drinker, and he was hanging out with his two gladiator friends from Ragnarok, and so I guess he might be hanging around with the Guardians of the Galaxy now. So now the question is which head do I use to display this? I think it is gonna default to whatever scene fits this. So very cool. Marvel Legends figures are some of the best on the market today, and if you can find them cheap, it's always a special, fun day, a fun surprise. And to find a set like this for $10 is just wow. It's just like a little minute. It's like Christmas. I mean, look at all of the pretty awesome poses you can get these into to display. I actually have 3 action figures of this actor. I also have the Star Trek action figure of Dr. McCoy. I think I read something of what actor has the most action figure likenesses, and I want to say it's Samuel L. Jackson, because they made action figures for King Kong, Nick Fury, Star Wars, Pulp Fiction, several different action figures for Pulp Fiction. What other? I think I'm still missing some characters that Samuel Jackson played that were turned in. I think they might have made a Jurassic Park version of him. I mean, he has just been in so many action figure franchises. So I'm pretty sure Samuel Jackson is numero uno on the list of most action figures made of person. So I think Orlando Bloom is kind of high up on the list too, if you think about it. Between The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh boy. That's an interesting thing to think about. Harrison Ford's got quite a few. Indiana Jones. I don't know if they ever made a Blade Runner, but they made, of course, Han Solo. I'm not sure. Anyway, enough of my rambling. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click the bell icon if you want to be notified of more videos. Like I said, if you like my channel and if you suddenly started seeing mid-roll ads in it, that's not my doing, and I'm working on getting them out of there. So please have patience with me. And I had taken a lot out. They were put right back in the next day, which led to some considerable frustration. So if you're anything like me, you don't like to click on a relaxing video and then get interrupted 6 times by, you know, an Activia commercial or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, I'm working on that, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and I hope you keep tuning in and joining me for these videos. And I love having you here. All right, until next time, bye.